So, how often do you eat with family, friends, or associates within a week? One, two, maybe three? Why? Well, about a century ago, it would have been quite unthinkable for these people to not have set a time for a group meal. Eating habits today seem to be trivial, yet why is it that eating together seems to be fulfilling a desire for certainty in an increasingly chaotic world that leaves little time for others? The significance of eating to the human condition should be self-evident for those people. But what is the big deal about eating as it emanates from the religion, the ancient philosophers, and the traditional way of life? So to understand this phenomena, one has to look back on the fundamental principles and how one eats, how they choose to, and how and why nowadays is the case. So, what are eating habits like today? They are basically like relationships. They bring people together in a specific place and time. Today, however, this behavior is being redefined by a growing trend of alone diners, which is aided by these factors. More people are living in smaller households after World War II as the movement of mothers into the workforce and the rise of single-parent households and the rise of technology, for example television, all of which have made inroads into the traditional social sit-down family meals. An increasingly busybody culture encouraging the growth of a speedy snacking culture where eating at any time of the day is considered a personal right and solely that satiety is often the goal. Most prevalent reasons for impulsively eating alone are mainly about catching up on reading or watching TV programs that they like. In addition, what's more, however, is that friendships are basically like self-giving. As Aristotle noted in the Nicomachean Ethics, they are both very personal and deeply interrelated, built on trust as well, and not just association with each other. In addition, St. Augustine noted that betrayal is the highest sin, which is why he mentions that in Dante's Inferno, the traitors are often located at the deepest seventh circle of hell. What's more is that, in addition, John Calhoun in his experiments on the rat utopia noted that as the population develops overall, without any challenges or a reason to be together, and the creation of a polite and hedonistic society, which basically also expels anyone that doesn't conform to it, causes the breakdown of social functions and roles within a society, which cannot really count as a society since socius is basically very interrelated, as well as culture, which means it comes from something, which has to be from other people as well. And being with people implies a very deep relationship with others. Also, in addition, studies have found that eating together encourages more eating together than just simply eating alone, which mandates overeating in the presence of others. After all, since it is together that it's more satisfying. So in conclusion, you have to be eating alone does not provide the satisfaction that eating together does, and moreover, it is detrimental to the whole meaning of society as well. Henceforth, we cannot basically be which is also reminiscent of how we live today in society, which is is asocial compared to the past.